Right then, something a bit different on this channel. You might have seen earlier in the year, me and Scott drove a couple of these at Silverstone for the 750 Motor Club. Can I have a Milky Bar McFlurry, please? So it's a Suzuki Swift Sport 1.6, 124 horsepower, I think they are, something like that. So we did that test, made sure the car's held up, it got some proper hammer. Me and Scott had a good laugh. So we decided that we're going to build one, which turned into the mechanics want one for next year, which then turned into they're going to build one. We might build two because we've got all the bits to build two. And that's going to be for the Burkit this year and then lead into next year when we're going to do the Suzuki Swift Sport Challenge. Or is it Swift Sport Challenge? I don't know. Too many S's. So, yeah, basically, they've been and bought this standard car. It's got a few tasty modifications to it. It's got a lowly, how many miles? There's only half a key. Ignition, is it on? 111,083, and it comes with a free spider's web. So, yeah, it's not in the best of condition, but it could be worse. So what we've had to do, as part of getting this ready for the Burkit, be mindful that it's going to be getting used next year in the challenge sort of series, whatever you want to call it. We've had to buy all this stuff. So we've laid it out as best we can. So at the minute, these are Yokohama 808 RS tyres. These are what we tested on at Silverstone. They weren't the quickest, but the quicker tyres seem to trouble the ABS a little bit more, which seems to be a big thing, but not sure what pads they had in, stuff like that. So these are potentially going to be the control tyre, but it's all going to be based on pricing, whatever deals go on. It's not a big deal to us, whichever happens. Yokohama would obviously like it to happen, but we'll see. Speedline wheels, these are nice. These are like a rally spec wheel, so pretty good. Comes with some fancy wheel bolts that fit inside here. We are waiting on the spigots coming, so hopefully they come before the Burkit, because the wheels will be wobbling about like mad if not. Don't know why we've got two sets of nuts, but whatever. The brake pipe kit, I don't think they need them as such, but these cars are getting to that age now where stuff's perished. I don't think anybody wants any brake failure. Safety devices, roll cage, so that comes with all this stuff. Some welding. These are going to need welding in the footwells and stuff like that, so we'll hopefully document that as best we can. There's some coilovers here. These look similar to BC's. I think the yellow speed seemed all right on the cars we were on. Never played with the damper clicks, but so that's something else to play with. Ride heights, damper clicks. There's no camber adjustment on the front, which is a good and a bad thing. Obviously, if you've got too grippy of a tyre, then you're going to kill the outside edge, so you want to somewhere in between. Sorry, Adam, I'm going to have to run over there. So I never moved to get my list out. So yeah, so we're missing, as part of the mandatory kit, there's a seal kit that's going to come with the, well, you have to pay for it, but then the scrutineers will put that on at the first round when they have a look at your car and make sure you've not rebuilt the engines and stuff like that. And we're missing the miscellaneous fitted kit, which looks like tie wrap tape and some decals and stuff. So it would be nice to have them on there before the Burkit, but I don't think they're going to be here and finalised. Then obviously, as with any race car, you've got your roll cage, you've got to have some safety equipment. So we've got one of the motor drive seats that's come out of our car. We've gone to carbon ones in them now, so we've got these spare, so we're going to use them. They don't need to be in date for UK racing, so you can get a seat for a couple £100 easily. Then Lifeline has helped. They've helped us out with these harnesses. These are the new ones that we put in the TTs now, and they're really, really nice. They've took a long time for them to get these released because I want them to be pretty much perfect, and they seem to be really nice and easy to adjust. Cheaper options are available, but you're better off if you're swapping drivers. You want one that's easy to adjust, and these are the best ones we've had so far. Schroff used to do some that adjusted as easily as this, and then they discontinued them, and the new ones are not as easy. Fire extinguisher, again from Lifeline. We've gone for the electronic version rather than the pull cords. I think there's a little bit more on the cost there, a couple £100 extra, but the pull cord seize up every now and again. You end up with failing scrutiny and having to rush about to get it sorted. But again, save a bit of money there. And then Lifeline, again, got us some toe straps, which you've got to have 4 on cars now, so that's you can get other ones, but they're the right sort of money. So all of this stuff, it'll be on our website. Then we've got the CarTech isolator system. Again, you could have just gone for a normal kill switch, but you're running big wires in the car. This is, you can mount this pretty much anywhere, and just little wires to it, so pretty good. Again, a bit more expensive. Steering wheel, we've gone for an OMP because that's what we're running in our cars. Normally it's the same as what's in the Golfs and Scott's TT. Mine's still got a different one in. We are missing the Boss there, so I don't know when that's going to come. Hopefully pretty soon, otherwise we're just going to run the normal steering wheel. Wide angle mirror, which should always have them in a race car. I think that's part of the championship rules that you've got to have one of them. And then, because they decided to get a boy racery car, we've got a full exhaust here, which is quite expensive. They'll be listed on our website. It's not a cheap thing. If the cat's still there, that's the biggest part of the money, the cat. So if you're going to buy one of these, try and buy one that's not got the D-cat on there, because it will cost you a few quid to sort it out. Hopefully the quality of this is good enough to last a full race season, but we've got no option on this car. It needs sorting, because it's just ridiculous. So we'll come round here then, Adam, otherwise it's going to be a nightmare. So then we're getting on to some of the little extras. The car I drove had some camber shims in there, so these are the E-back. Well, these come from E-back anyway. There's like a little shim that you twist these around, and it varies the angle, which then you stick that on the rear hubs, and your rear hub goes on and you get different toe and camber on your rear hub. So pretty simple in theory, but not the easiest things to get right from past experience with them, but they do work. So that's that. And then the aero catchers for the bonnet, save you messing about. Oh, I have missed one thing as well. Where's it gone? This is to hold the fuel cap shut, so you can get rid of the solenoid and the button, I'm assuming, so you don't have to have a little button floating about inside the car. But anyway, that's part of the mandatory kit. So then we've took it upon ourselves. These are running on a timing chain anyway, so you don't need a timing belt, which is good. Oil filter. Row has supplied us some 1040 racing oil, which will be on our website. You don't need racing oil, I don't think, but we've got it. I think anything you can do to make these engines last a bit longer, why not? That'll stay in there longer than cheap oil, so 6 and 2 3s. Auxiliary belts, we are waiting on a water pump. That should be here shortly, but that's not arrived, so it might appear here at some point. Spark plugs, just some Iridium ones, nothing too fancy, no crazy secrets there. New spark plugs, never a bad idea. Then we have got an air filter here. This is just a standard one, but it looks like this one's got an aftermarket air filter, and quite a few that other people we've been talking to have been getting cars for donors and they've got aftermarket air filters, so there's going to be a control air filter for them, probably a Ram Air kit. So that'll be listed on our website probably when this goes out, if that ends up getting agreed. And then just your usual suspension stuff. We've got all new bottom arms, track rod ends, just because we're doing the alignment. There's potentially talks about Powerflex having like a control bush kit. We'll see about that, see what starts wearing out and stuff in race use. So I've just got some front brake disc, rear brake disc. Then we've got Mintex racing pads, so the rear ones are M1166. These are not road legal, so we're still deciding whether we're going to run them or just run some Brembo Sports or something like that. And then again, for the fronts, we've got some Mintex F4Rs. These are quite a good pad, but again, not road legal. As not to bore on much longer, we'll let the guys get stuck in and hopefully grab the camera periodically and talk about what we're finding along the way, because we've not even looked at the car. It's not even been on the ramp. It's there ready to get lifted up. We'll see what we can find and go from there. last push. We've got a couple of hours before we should have been setting off to get this into the Birkit, and it's still not been dropped down on its wheels and even driven yet, so hopefully it all goes to plan. So yeah, we've managed to get some stickers on there. Danny's just finished it last one. The sun strips on there, which we've stopped selling them on website now because they kept blowing off people's cars apparently. So if this comes off mid-race, that's why we took them off website. If it doesn't, what's everybody on about? But anyway, yeah, so we need to hurry up, get the last little bits done, and hurry up and set off, because the truck's going to set off now, because that's a bigger thing that's happening with that. So yeah, we'll see. This is what happens when you're borrowing a car from the mechanics who needed much assistance yesterday.
We would have got it done.
They'd have not got here yesterday, they'd have been coming here this morning.
No, they'd have been here, just very late.
Yeah, it'd have been today, this
Yeah.
might have been in the morning.
No, yesterday. They'd have been here yesterday morning.
Yeah, so just got drilled. Just got drilled by a Porsche here.
It's going for
A
jigging.
little bit of damage to the wheel. And I put my wheels on it, which is even more annoying. So then this was a radical that thought I weren't there, I think.
He's raced all year, not touched his TTs.
I know, my TT's been in pristine condition.
Hang on, Brand's out.